Alrighty guys, we're back for some Grixis Dragons, and this is a Lost Caverns of Ixalan standard brew. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I build all kinds of different decks, but I do prefer aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well. Also, we do have that Discord link as well as that Patreon link down in the description if you're interested in joining either of those up. Okay, what do we got packed into the build here? A whole bunch of dragons, but not a whole bunch of new cards, so let's start there. Bonehoard Dracosaur is a 5-mana, 5/5 dinosaur dragon, flying, first strike, nice. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play them this turn. If you exiled a land card this way, create a 3/1 red dinosaur creature token. If you exiled a non-land card this way, create a treasure token. Dude, nice. Dracosaur looks really strong, like a really just powerful 5-drop that we wouldn't mind getting down on turn 4. We do have ways in here to get this down on turn 4, like Rivaz of the Claw. It's a 3-mana 3/3 with Menace. You can tap it, add 2 mana in any combination of colors, spend this mana only to cast dragon creature spells. Now this has a huge target on its back. The last few times we played with it, I don't think we actually got to play with it because it dies right away, unfortunately. So we'll see if we get to do a thing with it today. Once during each of your turns, you may cast a dragon creature spell from your graveyard. Whenever you cast a dragon creature spell from your graveyard, it gains, when this creature dies, exile it, of course, right? So we have a single Sarkhan, Soul of Flame. It's a 3-mana, 2/4. Legendary creature, human shaman. Dragon spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Whenever a dragon enters the battlefield under your control, you may have Sarkhan, Soul of Flame, become a copy of it until end of turn, except its name is Sarkhan, Soul of Flame, and it's a legendary in addition to its other types. Really cool, a build around dragon card, guys. Only 2 of them this time around. Same concept as the Rivaz. It does die to a lot of things, but you know what it doesn't die to? Lightning Strike. That's important, right? Rivaz does die to Lightning Strike. Yeah, just another way to potentially get a turn 4 Bonehoard, which again, just a card that really likes to hit the board on turn 4. We have a Goddric Cloaked Reveler in here, so all of our 3-mana cards actually aren't dragons, funny enough, but all of them work well with dragons. This one's just trying to help us clean up specific games a little bit sooner than the other mid-range deck would like us to, right? So if we're up against other mid-range builds, and we're kind of struggling, like, you know, a lot of them get their engine going in that mid to late game and they just start pulling ahead completely. Hopefully, Goddric will help us close up that game a little bit sooner than they would like, even though, yeah, overall we are a mid-range deck, so only one of this time round. The big thing to note, of course, is if you get that celebration, this turns into a 4/4 flying dragon with that ability where you can pay 1 red. Dragons you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Nice. Okay, we got a couple Kolaghan Warmongers. So this is a 3-mana 3/2 with haste, and when it attacks you, look at the top 6 cards of your library. That's a chunk of cards, dude. You may reveal a dragon card from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. With 17 total dragons in the deck, you are probably always going to hit one. Like 6 cards is a lot of cards, man. So you got to get a little unlucky to not at least draw a dragon off of this, right? Okay, what else do we got in here, guys? Let's go over our 2 drops real quick. We got a couple Go for the Throats because, you know, solid removal. Got an Abrade because Go for the Throats can't deal, or doesn't deal with artifacts, right? So Abrade does, luckily. We have 4 Charming Scoundrels for a little bit of ramp, but also, like, the Wicked Roll comes into play a little bit here, too, if we are trying to get that extra damage in early. Wicked Roll is also something that we can sacrifice to bargain abilities, too. Over here on the top end, we do have Realm-Scorcher Hellkite. This is a 6-mana 4/6 bargain, flying haste. So with bargain, you may sacrifice an artifact, enchantment, or token as you cast this spell. And then when it ETBs, if it was bargained, you add 4 mana in any combination of colors. Nice, that could go a long way, especially when it has that bottom ability for 1 in a red. Realm-Scorcher Hellkite deals 1 damage to any target. So if you have a lot of extra mana, you could just start pinging things, right? Also, just like flying haste 4/6 happens to be pretty decent too, right? Like that 6 toughness, I bet, comes into play way more often than you would ever expect. Finishing up on the 2 drops, we have all 4 Invasion of Tarkir as more removal, but also more ways to just spam damage at the opponent's face. So it's a 2-mana Battle Siege, 5 defense counters on this. When it ETBs, you reveal any number of dragon cards from your hand, When you do, Invasion of Tarkir deals X plus 2 to any other target where X is the number of cards revealed this way. So it could be a ton of damage, dude. If you got 3 dragons in hand and you play one of these, hit 5 damage to the opponent's face and then do that again on the next turn, they might be sweating, honestly. More often than not, though, you're going to be using this as removal to take out smaller creatures when you're going up against aggressive style decks, which is pretty often, I would say. Okay, more dragons. We have 3 Shivan Devastators in here. It's a solid one. It's an X and a red 0/0 flying haste at ETBs with X +1/+1 counters on it. Yep, good stuff. It also works like really well with the Sarkhan and the Rivaz as well. We have Decadent Dragon in here, finally returning to this one. It's a 4-mana 4/4 flying trample, and whenever it attacks, you create a treasure token, which of course could really come in handy. Works well with the bargain on the Realm-Scorcher, which, by the way, the bargain on the Realm-Scorcher, the tokens that the Dracosaur makes too, the treasure tokens and the 3/1 dinosaur tokens work with bargain as well, so that's pretty cool there. Decadent Dragon also has the adventure side called Expensive Taste for 2 and a black. It's instant speed. So you can keep this open and keep open like a Go for the Throat on the opponent's turn. If you don't use the Go for the Throat, you can use the Expensive Taste, which is sick. So you exile the top 2 cards of target opponent's library face down. You may look at and play those cards for as long as they remain exiled, and then maybe all this extra treasure generation could help us cast those too. Of course, you might hit some land from them too off of those. So yeah, Decadent Dragon, man, I think it's going to be excellent. I think it's going to be a perfect 4/of for a dragon build. Have a single Atsushi, solid one, man. We got a couple Moonveil Regents, also a solid one, but we don't get to see this one too often. This is a 4-mana 4/4 flyer. Dragon, of course. Whenever you cast a spell, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw a card for each of that spell's colors. Okay. So if you end up casting like Sarkhan, then it's going to be 2. When Moonveil Regent dies, it deals X damage to any target where X is the number of colors among permanents you control. So in this deck in particular, the most that's going to be is 2, but still, it's something. So that does matter. Even if it's just 1, it still seems like a solid dragon. Is that everything already, guys? Yeah, relatively easy one to go over. We got a mana base over here. Cavern of Souls will call dragon every now and then. And every now and then, unfortunately, you'll have to call one of these other ones too. What do we got? We got the Viashino Warlock. We have a human shaman. We have an ogre warrior, a human noble. So maybe like human, but probably not. You're probably going to be calling dragon to make sure that your dragons don't get countered, right? It's going to be interesting to see how often that one of Cavern of Souls comes into play, or how often it holds us up too, right? So all for Xander's Lounge. We got a couple of the new Restless Vents, could be good. We got a Restless Spire in here as well. We got our Haunted Ridge and our Stormcarved Coast for some late game mana. We got heavily leaning towards the mountains. We got Crucible, Abandoned Mire, Soaring City, Single Swamp. But yeah, the deck is heavily leaning towards red, guys. So we're really just splashing the black and splashing the blue for our 3-drops and our Go for the Throat too, I guess. Oh, and the Expensive Taste, right? It's like mono red splash of Grixis, I suppose. Honorable mentions over here. I really want to build around Rith again, but I don't know. It's really hard to fit in. I didn't want it to be a 5-color dragon build, first of all, but at some point I want to revisit Rith. Same thing with the Zergo and the Ujutai. I thought about Elder Dragon War for this build, but it doesn't work with things like Invasion of Tarkir, so not this time round. Thought about Tyrant of Kir Ridges too, and this build in particular, I do think the Realm-Scorcher is going to be a little better, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we want to drop one of these and go up the other one. Honorable mentions for a reason, right? Okay, enough rambling. Let's go ahead, take it into some ranked, and see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. Yeah, for some reason, since there wasn't too many new cards in the build, I thought it was going to be super easy to go over, but I ended up talking a lot longer about it than I originally thought I was going to. Good first hand. We go first? Yes. I like to see that land, dude, and we have 2 turns of tapped land that we don't got to worry about at all, so let's do this. Turn 3 Rivaz. Turn 4 Realm-Scorcher, potentially, if Rivaz survives. Yeah, I like this hand. And depending on what the opponent does, too, maybe it's going to be turn 3 Warmonger. Get that Xander's Lounge down first. So we have all the mana required for the rest of the game. Decadent Dragon. Mono red's pretty scary, man. Because this is a pretty slow hand for mono red, but like, Feldon, only 3. Does Rivaz get picked up right away? Probably. It's probably Lightning Strike full swing. We gotta try it though, right? It doesn't feel right to just keep in hand and go like Invasion on... Like, we don't even want to use Invasion on Feldon. We'd want to go... Is Rivaz alive right now, dude? I'm on the edge of my seat. Oh, Monstrous Rate. No combat trick. They're just going for it. Which means we now... Okay, yeah, we let the 5 go through. If this was a full swing, we would have let it go. So we would have taken a lot more damage with the combat trick on the Monstrous Rage. Now, we do have the Realm-Scorcher, but it's not going to be doing much outside of blocking. If we use 1-2, we can go Invasion. Hitting Feldon's rough, because they get to grab whatever they want. If we go Invasion, we'll still have 4 open. We can go 1... and reveal 1. Decadent Dragon. Play Decadent Dragon. I think we got to take the Feldon out, but it's really, really rough that they get to see so much here. But, like, at the same time, how can we warrant keeping the Feldon around? Like, if we had Go for the Throat, then that would have been a different turn, right? Like, easy Go for the Throat Feldon, and then play our Decadent Dragon to block. So... see if they find that Lightning Strike off the Feldon here. Goddric. Holy cow, dude. Alright. Let's get that Decadent Dragon down, and hopefully Goddric doesn't power up this turn. Because if it's Mountain, Goddric, like Monstrous Rage, we're just like dead. That would be really bad. That would be like a perfect line of play for the opponent. Outside of that, next turn we can flip the Invasion if we drop Realm-Scorcher, or we go Warmonger. It depends what they do. Okay, no Mountain for the opponent, so maybe no swing here. Oh, Mountain for the... Yeah, okay. We still have to block. We still have to. I know it could be something, but we're at 11 and we know how explosive mono red can be. Rivaz surviving 2 turns is huge for us, man. Oh, no swings from the opponent, guys. Holy cow. Now, how greedy do we want to get here? Because we could go Realm-Scorcher. We could even go, I mean, this has Menace, so they do got the double block. Realm-Scorcher's not going to be bargained. We go Realm-Scorcher, full swing in the air, flip the Invasion. Let's go, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, dude. Maximum Greed. Maximum Greed might be required. We do have 2 to ping a 1-1 if we want. Wait a minute. 2 from the Decadent Dragon. I missed that, guys. I missed that. What we could have done was kept the, well, no, yeah, we could have swung Decadent Dragon to face, Realm-Scorcher. Yeah, so we could have got some extra damage to the opponent's face. Just used the Realm-Scorcher and used that treasure off the dragon to flip the Thundermop. So that's something to consider, right? 5th mana from the opponent. Feldon, okay. we can't ping any of these, but like a Phoenix Chick. Phoenix Chick is something we could ping. Goddric gets flying. As long as we don't die this turn, then we just completely wreck face next turn. Squee? Holy cow, dude. Okay, 4 in the air. Brings us down to 7. That's game. We have to block Goddric. That's the only block for us. Right? Because Squee generates the extra 1. Oh, if they don't swing with everything, then we just take the 6. Yeah, we just, well, we could block Feldon. I do think they had lethal, right? Well, I mean, we would have blocked Goddric, and we would have lost the Thundermaw. Okay, I'm gonna block the Feldon. That's a tough decision because they get to see 4. But it's less damage to our face now. 1, 2, 3. Rivaz can swing on the ground too. Gotta remember, every dragon swinging here is gonna be 2 damage. So it's an extra 6 damage, so it's not enough to win right now. I suppose we can use this. Hit the opponent's face. Some tough decisions, man. Frenzy, that's good. Wait, Frenzy. Shivan Devastator, guys. What a draw. What a draw, dude. Yeah, that haste is perfect. Actually, we can actually go X's 6 and not swing on the ground then. Sorry, opponent. They're holding you up a little bit. And then just target the opponent's face for days, because they have no blockers in the air. That was a great draw, guys. That really was a great draw. For a little bit there, I thought it was going to be the opponent's. The full swing would have guaranteed the block, the Thundermaw into the Goddric. We would have taken a ton of damage, but not lethal damage. Maybe I'm miscalculating there too. That's going to be one where I go back. That's going to be one where I go back and see and run the math again to find out. Shivan Devastator definitely, like, with the Thundermaw on the board. What a draw, dude. What a draw. Outside of that, it was just going to be like Warmonger for the turn. Then I was going to calculate out, can we actually get there and how many blocks can we force out of them? But with Thundermaw on the board, since we didn't have to block with it, we would have taken care of Squee, we would have taken care of Adversary, and then we had one more, so take out the Swift Spear too. Goddric, we would have needed a blocker in the air potentially, so maybe the Decadent Dragon in our hand. I don't know, man. A lot of options there. There really was, like, a ton of options, and for the opponent too, so yeah, a ton of stuff to think about there. All right, let's keep on going. That's good. That was a good showcase of just dragons in general, I feel. Like, keeping that Rivaz around was so good. Go for the throw this time. Opponent goes first again, unfortunately. Are we gonna call Dragon on that Cavern? Probably. So, yeah, Restless Vents can easily get the Scoundrel going. Cavern on Dragon means no counter spells for our dragons from the opponent. So I guess it depends, because we don't have a blue source, and the card that needs a blue source in our deck is a human. So we could call human and make sure, like, Charming Scoundrel doesn't get countered when it comes time. Or just, like, not worry about it at all if they don't play blue. Looks like the opponent's holding us up a little bit, guys. I'll go ahead and pause until they show up. The opponent has arrived. Okay, let's keep this. Let's give it a shot. 25 total mana in here. Should be no problem seeing some. Beautiful. Okay. Restless Vents. Probably go with some ramp on Charming Scoundrel. Turn 3 Atsushi is kind of wild, so. Hey, that's my play. They're copying us, guys. Alright, let's keep the Cavern of Souls in hand for now. I think it's going to be Dragon, but we don't know if they're playing blue anyways, so. We'll do the same thing. Treasure, swing. Unless we think they're going to be aggressive, we could save it as a blocker. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. If it's Rakdos aggro, then we are on the defense for sure. But they want treasure, so it's maybe mid-range anyways. Reaches. Okay. I accept thy trade. Less damage to my face will be good for now. Okay, yeah, still no blue source. Not really worth playing Cavern because we might see Sarkhan and we might have to call human on that. So it's going to be Haunted Ridge. Go for the Throat the Breaches. Go 1, 2. Have 5 open. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep Go for the Throat open before they attack, right? And see what happens. Or we could go for that swing too. Okay, this time I'll go for the swings. Sorry, opponent. Yeah, we'll get the swing now. I'll remove that stop. And next turn we'll have 5. I don't know. I don't know if like getting breaches off the board was like the proper thing to do there, or if we just wanted to wait until they had enough mana for Shieldred or something. So I feel like this is a really good card to remove though. We reestablished the board state a little bit with Scoundrel and ended up just not losing our treasure then since we replaced it, so it felt okay. That being said, since we used the treasure, we are a little bit further away from that Realm-Scorcher Hellkite too, so. Harvester. Restless Spire. Go tap land, use the treasure for Atsushi. Just for the sake of getting the tap land down. Or just not worry about that. Keep the treasure for now too. Either way, that's a blue source in our hand, so we'll go Dragon. And get down Atsushi and keep our treasure, right? That makes sense. No swings. We'll see if they can find second Harvester to take care of Atsushi. The big thing there is, though, we get crazy ramp off Atsushi. And if we think we have enough mana for now, we'll just go ahead, see cards off the top, which I don't think we do. I think we go treasure. That way we can successfully... that kills it. Okay, I was going to say, does that exile it, or... Yeah, treasure's fine. That's totally fine, dude. They're swinging. We'll take the 3 this time because with Realm-Scorcher, I think we can outpace without the chump there. Let's see it. Okay, Xander's Lounge. Let's get the Restless Spire down. Into everything. Do we just go everything? Bargain. And then Devastator. Okay, let's give it a shot. Bargain. Pay 6. So we go red. Red. Is it going to make me tap everything? Red, red, red. Red, red. There we go. And then sacrifice. We get... And then we might as well go red, 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 red. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. X is 4, right? 9 damage swinging in this turn. I don't think it'll be a board wipe next turn, because even if the opponent finds a third, it could be like Brotherhood's End. But that's only 3 damage to everything, where our dragons are surviving well. Second Molten Collapse. Ooh, they go for the swing. Land. We have Restless Spire. No blue source to power that up. So let's power up the Restless Vents. And we will full swing. And we'll ditch the Haunted Ridge. Because the Lounge can discard itself when it comes time anyways. When it's down to 3. Crucible's good. I'm actually just going to keep both of these in hand. Because they could play Liliana too. But then Shivan Devastator gets through in the air anyways, so... I was going to say I didn't want to have to discard Crucible to a +1 on Liliana, but since they didn't see their 3rd mana, we got a little lucky here. They are alive, guys. Because they keep a blocker back. With removal there, they're alive. Oh, is that it now? Is that it now? Because we go Scoundrel, Wicked Roll. Then we go 3rd mana, power up Vents. And then full swing. Scoundrel was a really good draw, guys. It was a really good draw. Because that's Menace. If they block the 2/2 Scoundrel, the Wicked rolled as an extra one too, but either way, the other Scoundrel's getting the other one through anyways. So we got really, really lucky that they only saw 2 mana. However, guys, look at this. Look at what their Molten Collapse. Really good piece of removal. It was able to deal with some super solid creatures, man. It was able to deal with our Atsushi, our Realm-Scorcher, and our Shivan Devastator. That was something else, man. Yeah. I guess, Go for the Throat would have done the same thing, right? So 3 Go for the Throats, but still, it's worth noting that that was a different removal spell that we don't get to see, I guess, very often. Wait, should we have considered that for this deck? Since we got Rakdos colors over the Go for the Throat? Maybe. Maybe it should have at the very least been in the honorable mentions, right? All right, opponent, what you bringing to the table, buddy? We go first? Dude. Oh, buddy. This is a hand to go first with, man. We got the Bonehoard Dracosaur here, too. Get ready for the Sarkhan play. Sarkhan, are you gonna die to a Go for the Throat right away, buddy? What's important here is he does not die to a cut down, so they're 1 mana there. Been seeing a lot less cut down. Okay, Liliana dies to the Warmonger's Haste, luckily. Or Sarkhan. Scoundrel, huh? So if we go Scoundrel, I'm going to save Scoundrel for next turn, guys. I was going to say Scoundrel Treasure, then Warmonger gets us a wider board state in case they go Liliana again. Devastator. Yes, Devastator. We want haste in case they have a second Liliana. Yep. Makes sense to me. 4th mana. Blossoming Tortoise. Okay. Yeah, so I didn't want to waste the treasure just to get extra things down when we might need the treasure for the 5th mana. We found the 5th mana, no problem. Now, Soaring City, Bouncing Tortoise isn't the greatest thing anyways. We could start with a swing. I don't think they block here. Decadent Dragon, dude, keeping our hand nice and stocked up with dragons. They do block. That's a good trade for us, man. Alright, let's see if they find that removal for the Dracosaur. I can imagine that they would find removal in Golgari, you know? Either way, yeah, that's a must deal with creature. Still got 2 open. Trespasser, start taking our creatures. No dragons over there anyways. Tenacious Underdog. Guys, no removal for the Dracosaur. What on earth, dude? What on earth? Xander's Lounge, Treasure, Dinos. I don't even know. I don't even know where to start. Just everything to face, right? Let's do it. Let's do it. Invasion of Tarkir. Take a look at my dragons, opponent. Everything to face. Go, go, go. Yeah, GG, opponent. GG. Since they had no removal in hand and they just played some creatures, I totally understand. Yep. Dude, we're rocking these dragons so far, huh? 29 minutes in, we definitely have time for 1 or 2 more. What a good time, huh? We got to see that Bonehoard do more too, huh? Dark Slick Shores. That must be the 20. Must be the 20 gems. I wish they didn't do the gem thing. I wish they'd just give me something that I didn't have already. You know what I mean? I'm sure I'm not alone on that, though. Yeah, so far so good. It feels like it's curving out really well, right? Like the curve is giving us a lot of options and a lot of different I guess, yeah, a lot of different lines of play that we can take, but not too many to where it's confusing. It's pretty easy to pilot so far. So probably... So first of all, Spire is always tapped, so you want to get that down, out of the way. Okay. Definitely a slow start here, but luckily we went first. By some miracle, again, we're going first, so that is huge for us. Cavern, no blue source. Probably Sarkhan. Might be, if it's like Naya mid-range. Oh, thank you, opponent. Drops the nice. If it's Naya mid-range, it could be spot removal. Fateful Absence, and then there's that other new one. It's like, what is it? It's like Get Lost or something like that. The one that gives maps. Either way, if they remove the Sarkhan, Questing Druid, nice. Oh. And Impactcal, I bet that's the play for the turn, dude. Very nice. A little scary. Goddric, okay. We can successfully call Dragon on this without any worries and have our dragons not get countered, but it doesn't matter right now anyways. So Decadent Dragon, get a little bit of ramp, get ready for that Realm-Scorcher. Now Decadent Dragon doesn't have haste, but Sarkhan becomes Decadent Dragon. So we have 2 mana open, nothing in hand, unfortunately. Like if we had a Go for the Throat or another 2 mana spell, that would have been really good. But the ramp, so now if we don't see treasure, but if we get to keep the Sarkhan, then Realm-Scorcher comes down, and then a full swing, dude. Even if we do see land, we could technically, if we see land, go Realm-Scorcher, use the treasure as bargain, then go 4 mana, drop Goddric, get lost on the Decadent Dragon. Okay, yeah, dude, land off the top would be wild. Land off the top would be devastating for the opponent. I wonder why not target the Sarkhan. I guess they don't know that we have another Decadent Dragon in hand, so... Yeah, they don't know what we have. Also, oh, Decadent Dragon was the blocker. They wanted to swing with the Impactcal there. I see. They couldn't get around our blocker. D? Oh. Okay. They didn't want to use that ability, maybe? Or... My turn. It's not a land, but... Oh, buddy. Ooh. That's a card, dude. Oh, we also have... We have the map tokens now for the bargain. Do we just do that instead? Yeah, I think so. Let's do it. That was a really good draw, though. The Bonehoard Dracosaur. Bargain that map away. So we go, yes, take action. Drop us the nice, thank you. Red. Goddric. Activate Goddric's ability before we lose the red. Swing for 15. Holy cow, dude. Oh my goodness. What a lineup, man. Now let's like, the opponent's not out of this, right? If they drop like 5th mana, they could go, like this could be the style of deck that has rabble rousing. Oh, dude, rabble rousing would be so bad. What did they, how many creatures do you need on the board for rabble rousing to trigger, though? Because they would only have the 3 swinging, then they generate another 3. I think it's 10 for rousing, right? Right? I can't remember right now. Go for the swing. Get a couple more gnomes. Got the Inti's ability, still got 3 mana open. Okay. Wow. Dude. Oh, man. Good game, opponent. It's like I said. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, it's like I said. It was still anyone's game, dude. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, they still had the play with fire over there, too. So we went all the way down to 1. 1-1. If they went first, that would have been a different ball game. Wait. Did they go first? Wait, who went first? I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, I played a lot of games of Magic today. I'm getting mixed up. on which ones were which. Guys, we're 35 minutes in. We gotta end it there, right? On a high note. That was such a like close game. Cool deck from the opponent. Everyone's been bringing cool decks to the table, man. I just like, how has standard been for you guys? Because it's been a blast for me, dude. Everyone's bringing something, just something different. Even like the old stuff that we see sometimes. Like, it's totally fine to see that stuff because there's still a good variety in all that old stuff, right? There's not just mono red. There's 5 different ways to build mono red. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like. It just feels great, man. It's been feeling great, and the opponents have just been, it feels like they've been having a blast deck building, like just as much as I am. So Thousand Moon Smithy. Ooh, I have yet to try that one out. Mastery. What do we got here? What is this? 3 things in the mastery. Ooh, we get the Dino Avatar. Yes, let's do it. Okay, set as default. That is a sick one, man. That is terrifying. And check this out. 3-fold Thunderhawk. Dude, I'll be playing with that one again. And Ogier too. Axonal. Nice. Guys, I'm sorry for boring you with the mastery. Always feel free to skip ahead. I keep chapters at the bottom of the video and timestamps in the description. Oh, man. Ogier Axonal. Very cool cards. Wow. Yeah, I really like that top end of red. That was really cool. Okay, decks. Grixis Dragons. How many games did we play? Did we lose? We didn't lose today, did we? I don't think we did. Every time I have a 100% win rate video, I'm just like, am I sure that we won all of... Actually, I'm really not sure. I really don't remember. Because, yeah, I guess they are a little bit rare. But recently, I'll tell you what. Grixis Dragons. This was sick. I like the 2 of Rivaz. Yep. Like the 2 of Sarkhan. Nice. Like the 2 of Warmonger. Yep. Like the 1 of Goddric, that really came in handy in that last game, huh? Plug in all that extra damage through. 2 Go for the Throats was fine. Abrade didn't come into play today, but I totally think it would be fine as well. Charming Scoundrels definitely came into play today. All 4 of them, I think, was really good, right? Just acting as treasure. Even, like, you can even treat it as way to filter out your hand, too. Yep, love it. Obviously, it's a good card, right? Invasion of Tarkir was good. All 4 of them is probably necessary in this build. 3 Devastators is fine. I wouldn't go up to 4, wouldn't drop down to 2. 2 Moonveil Regents didn't come into play, but we do want more dragons. I think this is fine. If you don't have it, or if you don't like it, you could go up 2 more Atsushis, even though this is legendary. I think that would be fine too. I don't know if you'd want 3 Atsushis. Like, if anything, like 2 and then go up like another Devastator or something if you don't like the Regent, but still think the Regent's going to be completely fine regardless. The 1 of Atsushi was sick, though. The Decadent Dragon was cool. We didn't see that adventure side, but just being a 4-mana, 4/4 flying trample dragon that gives you treasure tokens, that's enough, dude. That's enough to make it okay. The fact that it has treasure, just icing on the cake at that point, and I guess, yeah, it'll come into play at some point, so... Bonehoard Dracosaur, it would have been nice to see a little bit more today. You know what we did? A new card that we did see? Restless Vents. This actually did a thing. This actually helped us win a game. Which of course the Restless lands will do every now and then, but it feels like it's pretty rare sometimes, even though it probably isn't, like, it probably shouldn't be. You know what I mean, guys? Like I guess the more you're up against just full-blown control and they're wiping your board constantly, that's when the Restless lands will really come into play, which I haven't been seeing too much full-blown control. We've been seeing it a little bit, but like I said, really nice variety. Even in the control decks, we're seeing like artifact control, like Esper Phyrexians we just saw like 2 days ago or something like that. I'll tell you what, man. Yeah, good variety. I liked the 1 of Cavern. We didn't get to see too many counter spells today, but I do wonder how often that would actually come to play. I think I'd keep this, although it could be dropped to just go up a mountain, and you'd be fine, right? Restless Spire will also come in handy just as much as the Restless Vents, but obviously we have more cards that require black sources, so more Restless Vents makes a little bit of sense, right? Because of the Go for the Throat and the Decadent Dragon adventure side. Yeah, the land felt great. Everything felt great, actually. You guys will have to let me know. What would you add or take out? Let me know down in the comments. I like the 3 Realm-Scorchers. Just like everything felt so good, didn't it? Maybe I got a little lucky today, though. The curve is pretty decent. The curve felt just really good. The 25 lands felt fine. Yeah, I don't have too much to say about this. I wouldn't change anything, right? But like I said, let me know what you would add or take out. I'm looking at it here. More testing required for sure, right? That's a very small sample size of games too. I'd say the real MVPs are 3-drops, right? This is like a little sick array of I don't even want to call them utility 3-drops. I guess ramp, right? But then also just grabbing extra dragons off of the Warmonger was sick because we had more dragons in hand that game for like Invasion of Tarkir or something too. Just like everything worked out, man. Everything worked out really nicely. Okay, guys, enough rambling, huh? Sound like a broken record at this point. You made it this far into the video for real. Y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.